and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about reverse dieting, so it's going to be episode 2 of my reverse dieting series. But before we begin, I just want to say thank you to everyone who actually watches these videos. Like, I know my videos don't get a lot of views, but it's still crazy when I check the view count and I see like 20 people have watched it, and I'm like, I can't believe that there's people like that out there who actually want to watch me on YouTube. So yeah, also it's actually cold in Brisbane. I didn't know that was possible. That's why I got my big baggy hoodie on. So anyway, let's get into today's video. So the first thing I want to talk about is my personal experience with reverse dieting. So from about September, October of 2017 until February, I did a fat loss phase. I had to get pretty aggressive with my coach, lots of cardio, pretty low calories. I do have a history of very restrictive dieting, especially being a ballet dancer for like 16 years. My body was pretty resistant to that fat loss phase that we did. So once I finished my fat loss phase, I think I ended that around 137 pounds. My coach and I decided to do a nice long controlled reverse diet to try and rebuild my metabolism a little bit. I'll put some photos up somewhere, me at the start of my reverse and me currently. Like I said, I ended my fat loss phase, started the reverse at around 137, and I'm now holding at about 134 pounds. Basically, if you've never heard reverse dieting and you're wondering what it is, it's essentially adding calories back in slowly over a long period of time to kind of restore metabolic health. Especially if you're someone like me and you spend a lot of time trying to diet or restricting calories, anything like that, your metabolism kind of negatively adapts to that lower intake. What I want to talk about is when and why you might want to do a reverse diet. So easiest answer is if you've just finished any kind of fat loss or dieting phase, you ideally want to go into a reverse after that and, add calories slowly back in. It usually takes about the same amount of time you spent in a fat loss phase. That's about the same amount of time you want to be reversing. So if you spent 3 months dieting, or at least 3 months trying to reverse diet. Another time you might want to consider reverse dieting is if you've been stuck in a yo-yo diet cycle. So, and you just feel like you can't get out of it. You lose weight, regain, lose weight, regain. And a lot of that has to do with a lot of popular diets out there are very restrictive. They drop calories really, really rapidly. And yeah, you might see an initial rapid fat loss, but what happens is your metabolism has negatively adapted to that lower intake. And then what most people do is they go back to eating normally as they did before the diet, and they just regain all the weight back. Sometimes they'll gain even more weight, and then the cycle repeats. So you gain the weight back, you try and do another crash diet, except this time you have to do dig even deeper and go back to eating normally, weight goes back up. So if this sounds like you and you're someone who has been yo-yo dieting, especially for years and years, it can be really beneficial to do a reverse diet and kind of restore your metabolism back to a bit of a healthier place. And even though it can be really scary to add calories back in, you have to think about it for your overall health and your long-term goals as well. So even though, it seems kind of counterintuitive to eat more to lose weight, in the long run, this is going to be what's most beneficial for your body. That kind of leads me into another time or reason you might want to try a reverse diet, and that's if you've restricted calories so much and you've increased your exercise as much as you can, and you're just not losing weight. So no matter what you do, no matter how little you eat, no matter how much you exercise, your body just doesn't want to lose weight. If this is the case, I definitely recommend trying a reverse diet. Like I said, with the negative metabolic adaptation, your body will just continue to resist. So at that point, you want to try and restore it and build calories back up and set yourself up for a better place. So next time you do decide you want to do a fat loss phase, your body will be ready to do it. Another time you might want to think about doing a reverse diet is if you just kind of are fed up with dieting, especially if you're the type of person that feels like you're constantly dieting. So you're constantly trying to restrict calories. You can't remember the last time you weren't on a diet of some kind. Just as like a psychological break and to get out of that dieting mentality, doing a reverse diet, building calories back up, giving yourself the opportunity to live and eat like a normal person, you know, instead of constantly, you know, worrying about what you're eating. And this is something that I'm struggling with as well, because even though I'm a huge proponent of flexible dieting, I am a bit of a control freak when it comes to food. I did have a binge eating disorder in the past, and just like history of like always trying to be skinny for ballet. That's another reason why I'm doing the reverse diet for myself, is to kind of get out of that dieting mindset and not having such intense control over everything that I eat. So I used to be the type of person that I wouldn't go out to eat at all because I didn't know what everything that was in the restaurant food, and that's ridiculous. Like, you shouldn't live your life like that. Next thing I want to talk about is how to reverse diet. So this is going to be a very, very general outline because it's different for everyone, and everyone's bodies are going to react differently to a reverse diet. Some people might gain weight, some people might maintain, some people might continue to lose weight. It's very, very individual. So basically how it works is you want to try to increase calories very, very slowly. So maybe like 5 to 10 grams of carbs each week and like 1 to 2 grams of fat. It's very slow. Now, obviously, if you're continuing to lose weight while you're doing this, you can maybe get a little bit more aggressive with the amount of calories that you add back in, or, you know, if you're gaining weight, you might have to be a little slower and just more patient. So yeah, just adding calories slowly back in. And it can be a little bit meticulous at times, but honestly, like for overall health and physique, if anyone has like the long-term goals of like losing weight and keeping the weight off, honestly, this is something that you should definitely do. You want to determine your calories, the calories that you add in each week, basically based off of how your weight is trending. This is kind of a very, very general outline of reverse dieting. If you guys want, I can go into a little bit more detail. Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll put up some updates for my own reverse dieting experience, and yeah, I'll keep you guys informed along my journey. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks, love you guys, bye.